Hello everyone and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, where I'm going to be taking on Kefka's lovingly homegrown baby Blackened Wilbur that's been set up on us in this Calamity Unleashed Blackened Will raid event. And for this I'm going to be bringing along a party of Ace, Lenna and Ramza with a Quistis friend support and Bahamut summon. So, funny story, I decided to log onto the game as usual today, and I did my free pull, as I'm sure everyone has done by now, and I got 2 Power Stones. So I wasn't satisfied with this and I decided to throw some tickets at it, because I've been low-key wanting Ace's EX weapon for quite some time now. In fact, I've been debating on whether or not I'm going to be pulling on this banner, or whether I was going to pull for him when Deuce's Lost Chapter rolls around and the EX Plus era comes, because he does get a relatively early EX Plus because he features on Deuce's Lost Chapter. So I was kind of like not really sure whether to pull for Ace and Deuce or whether to pull on this banner. I think this banner is a much better long-term investment because it has Aerith and Serah on it, and both of them last longer and are better than Deuce. But you do get more immediate use out of Deuce. It's just that you'd end up having to use ingots on her if you actually wanted to limit break her weapon, and I really don't think it's worth it. So I was kind of like, my original plans was that I was going to be pulling for Realm at the end of this week because I just love Realm and I want to use her. You know, I think she's cute and I think she's got a really interesting kit in this game. I'm going to be having some launch fun alongside Layle. So I wanted to pull for Realm, and depending on how my pulls went for Realm, I was going to probably throw some tickets at the Triple EX banner and hope I got lucky. But I kind of lost patience and my pulling finger got, my trigger finger got itchy, and I decided to like throw a bunch of tickets at it, and I think after about 40 tickets I ended up getting an ACX, so that's fantastic. I really can't complain about that. That's a luck sack and a half coming through for me right there. I did end up throwing 20 more tickets at it to see if I could get Aeriths as well, but I just ended up getting a few more Power Stones. But I did manage to MLB Aerith's 15. I got one more limit break on the 35 and I got a few more Power Stones. So this works out that I'm basically even on Power Stones, except now I have a fully kitted Ace, because I only needed to get like one of his 35 to fully MLB him without the EX. So I just threw stones at it, and I've got him all tidied up now, nicely awakened. He's only at 69 crystal strength for 2 reasons. The first reason is because his additional ability sucks. Like, literally, it just gives him a little bit of extra attack. It's not really worth taking to 70 in my opinion, at least not right now. And the second reason is that there are 2 characters coming up that will be getting their EX Plus either next month or the month after that, and that is Agrius and that is Ultimecia, and I absolutely am going to be guaranteed EX Plusing them both to purple, 3 out of 3, so I want to get them to crystal 70. They are the priority, so I cannot afford to spend more green crystals than I can afford, basically, right now. But this current raid event, if my calculations are right, and I can actually read, then if we get all the raid rewards, we'll actually get 250 of each different type of high crystal, which is beyond my expectations. I figured we're only going to be getting 100. I think that has something to do with it being the autumn festival as well. So I figured I'd bring Ace along to this one because he's Ace, and Ace is Ace right now, especially with his rework, and because I got his EX, I just kind of feel like using him. I think he's really good and he's pretty fun to use. So the thing with this boss is that it has a habit of spamming AoE HP attacks constantly, so you will need a healer, like, unless you're running, like, I don't know, Vayne, Layle and say Noctis or something stupid like that, and you kind of you have a Quistis friend and you delay him into high hell and you get launches everywhere and turn stealing, you may be able to roll over Wilbur, but chances are 99% of the time you are probably going to be needing a healer. And you're also going to be needing debuff resistance, because not only does it spam HP attacks, it also inflicts you with a shit ton of debuffs. So Lenna obviously is the goddess of healing and debuff prevention, because she has complete immunity to debuffs and she regens 20 HP per turn, so she is a perfect choice for this. Another thing that's really good about her is that she debuffs initial bravery, and the boss, some of its attacks are brave HP attacks, but most of its attacks are self-battery attacks before it deals HP damage to you. But that battery is based off initial brave, so if you use rapid fire with Lenna, then you can basically reduce the power of most of its attacks. I say most of its attacks because later on in the fight it develops the irritating habit of clearing all its debuffs before it attacks, and then it clears your buffs after it attacks. It's really fucking irritating. But regardless, Lenna or Selphie or Yuna are basically going to be your top 3 for the healer role here for that very reason. Now, I'm bringing Ramza along because I'm a tactics fanboy, basically. I mean, that's pretty much it. But also, his buffs are incredibly strong, and his turn efficiency is really strong as well. Like, once you get him to 3 stacks of Shout, HP triple plus does not use a turn, and that is like the best thing about Ramza, in my honest opinion. And hot take here, I'm going to come out and say it. I think that Ramza is as good or even better of a support than Charlotta is during the early Chaos era, right? So the thing with Charlotta is that she does have HP regen, whereas Ramza doesn't, so that might actually really help out. But the thing is, she does have a lot of battery, and she has that 20% HP damage buff on her EX weapon, and she has the gravity brave shaving on her EX skill as well, you know, and her skill 2 is absolutely ridiculous. It does incredible burst damage, but she doesn't provide that much to the party in terms of aura buffs. She's very selfish in terms of her buffs, like it's all makes herself stronger, whereas Ramza buffs the whole party up, and his HP triple plus doesn't consume a turn. So if you picture that, like Ramza I think gives in total 80% of attack. It's like 50% is generic, 20% is as tied to galvanize, and 10% is an aura. So that's 80% attack he's giving to your teammates. Now, enemy defense in Chaos is going to become absolutely out of this world. It's going to become insane. So every bit of attack you have to punch through that huge defense is going to be helpful. And if you picture Ramza just sitting in between, say, like Ultimecia and the Warrior of Light or Cloud or something, and just making their attacks that much stronger, or even better, Agrius. You know, Agrius, Ramza, and Ultimecia. What kind of satanic early Chaos team is that going to be? It's just going to, you know, I mean, it won't destroy Chaos because it's so difficult that you won't really destroy it, but it will really help. So honestly, I think if people want to skip Charlotta, she's not a must pull. She'll just make things easier because she is good, and she's also another option for FEOD. So that is in my opinion, but I think you could get away with using Ramza or Charlotta. I think they're both kind of good, depending on what team comp you want to use. Anyway, that's enough about that. I will show my artifacts for Ace. Right now, we're okay with just 108 because he's got synergy stats, so his attack is high enough that he doesn't really need the 108s. The max brave is more important in my opinion, but later on, he's definitely going to want a triple 108 minimum. I think 108 330 is the best for Ace, because this he has a CS50 called where is it? Spiral's End, which does raise his attack, so you can make the argument that you can use 108 and CS50 if you want to get his attack that much higher and get more damage out of his HP++. But I honestly think Max Brave is at least as good, if not better anyway, because you know you're going to get more overflow and you're going to be able to use batteries better and so on and so forth. So I think 108 330 is the best. My Lenna believes that she's a DPS. I really wish I had these artifacts on stronger characters, but unfortunately it is what it is. I've got one int brave over there, and my Ramza is as close to perfect as I'm going to get him for the time being. I really don't think I'm going to be hurting that badly for that extra 260 bravery. I don't think that's going to matter that much. And I've got a Quistis friend support. So I'm bringing Bahamut here largely because of Ace. Because his attacks are all non-elemental, and I'm going to basically try and get turn rate with him in the summon by spamming his spiral combo. If we summon on the turn that Ace has his turn, if we summon on Ace's turn, we might be able to squeeze in 3 turns, and he's going to hit over 90k every time, I guarantee it. But that's how it will go in theory. I don't know how it will go in practice. You know what they say about best laid plans and all that. So without further ado, let's jump into it and see how we do. Okay, so we're going to get up the wind drakes first, and it looks like we'll actually be able to break him this time, which is pretty damn good. I want to get the burst up so we can get our 3 stock of cards, and obviously buff up with Ramza. So this actually works out quite well because I'm going to be able to get wind burst plus off with Lenna, and because this thing always opens with a HP attack at the beginning, and it will pepper you with debuffs, which is really annoying. So we don't have to take any of that shit. There we go. So we can regen that up pretty nicely. Sorry about my door. I really need to give that thing a little bit of WD-40. Any Brits out there will know what I mean. Just continue to build up the shout stacks with Ramza. It's pretty much set up at the moment. So with Ace, whenever he has low bravery like this, I'm going to be using Spiral Combo, both because it has turn rate, but it also has more brave hits than Mega Burst does. But Mega Burst has higher overflow, so you just kind of want to use both of his skills until you can work up to 5 stacks of his Suzaku's trump card that we've got here, and then when we get to 5 stacks, that's when the fun really starts, basically. So I'm actually going to use Innovate here. Like, it may or may not be more efficient to use Shout and just get up to 3 stacks straight away, but I'm going to stick it with that debuff because every little helps. And Ace is going to get off his EX. So the thing about Ace's EX is that it'll give you one of 4 different types of cards randomly. So you'll either get red card, yellow card, blue card, or black card. And I think red card increases party attack, yellow card increases party attack and max brave, blue card gives you brave and HP regen, and black card gives the enemy a speed down. It's basically an aura speed debuff. The only downside about those abilities is that you can't choose which one you get. It's completely RNG. So that's kind of unfortunate. So I'm going to be using Rapid Fire Plus here so we can get the Int Brave debuff and we can get the buffs up on Lenna before we use her EX. Meanwhile, Shout intensifies with Ramza. Okay, so this works out quite nicely because I can triple plus with Ramza and presuming, yeah, okay. So right here I can use Brave Phoenix and that will battery Ace so he doesn't get broken. This turn order works out quite nicely. Okay, so the boss's next HP attack will, or the boss's next attack will definitely be, what am I looking for? It will, yeah, it'll be a HP attack, and it will probably cleanse its debuffs as well. So I'm going to get up another Wind Drakes on everyone here. We won't have to worry about getting broken on this one, in all likelihood. Because it used that recurring life, basically. It's kind of like from Chapter 11 where it resurrects itself, except it doesn't actually die this time. It doesn't resurrect itself. Oh, it's still got its debuffs. Okay, it's the next attack, it'll cleanse debuffs, and it will also cleanse all our buffs. So I'm going to try not to use buffs, if I can help it, for the time being. Your framed buffs are okay, it's just your regular buffs that will get wiped out. Oh, we seem to have a launch off. Okay then. Why not? Okay, so every turn after it does that recurring life, then it's going to use a HP attack. So we should be okay here because you see Ramza has got 2 turns left on Galvanize, so we're going to be okay to let all of our buffs run out right now, basically. And then the next turn after this thing takes a turn, then we'll buff back up with everyone. This actually works out quite nicely. And look here, we're at plus stacks now with Ace, so Mega Burst is pretty much going to live up to its name. 81,000 damage. Outside of summon. I mean, yeah, he has synergy stats, but what the flying fuck is that about? That is insane. Okay, so how is everyone doing for Wind Drakes? We're okay for Wind Drakes. I'm just going to use Rapid Fire Plus, honestly. So yeah, Dimensional Death. We also take HP damage, and all of our buffs go bye-bye, which kind of sucks. And so, like, I'm gonna use EX with Ace because honestly, I have to. Otherwise, he'll run out of abilities. So we've got the black card now, which is a speed debuff. You can kind of just think of it as a mini Genova. So I'm actually just going to use Innovate to actually stick it with a speed debuff. The most efficient thing would just be to use HP triple plus the whole time, but I don't know. I like stacking debuffs, to be honest. So I'm going to want to use Mega Burst here, absolutely. So right here, I think we're going to be gearing up for going into the summon. To be perfectly honest. Yeah, we're definitely going to be going into summon. I don't want to run out of abilities too quickly with Ace, so I'm just going to use a HP plus here. So right here, actually, how's Brave Phoenix doing on everyone? Are we actually going to? Let's see. Let's play this a little bit smart. So Windrix Ward, Princess of Tycoon. Yeah, Brave Phoenix only gives Princess of Tycoon to self, and that's the most important thing. Windrix Ward is about to kind of run off on everyone. So I'm actually going to be doing a Windrix here on Lenna. Okay, so it's kind of buffed itself up, which is quite annoying. So here I'm gonna have to go into the summon. I don't get to summon on Ace's turn, which is quite unfortunate. So Ace does not get to show off too much during this summon, which kind of sucks. But maybe he will if he does this. Oh, he does if he does this. So, Great Spiral combo. 99k. Quistis will absolutely use Homing Whip. So I would like to draw attention to the fact that Ace has, like, no bravery right now. 86. Okay, I respect it. I respect it. This is Brave Shaving is not looking too hot at the moment. But we do have a launch, which I'm actually going to use Innovate for. Okay, so Lenna comes back in. The first thing we're going to want to do is Windrakes, because it will have run off everyone by now, won't it? Yeah, absolutely. So we need that debuff immunity. There's no ifs and buts about it. We've got 3 turns of shout left with Ramza, so we're okay with Ramza. Oh yeah, and we've got a blue card that stacks with Lenna's Brave regen and Ramza's Brave regen, so you can see this Brave we're getting out of nowhere. So we're going to take advantage of that and just use HP attack plus plus. We're going to absolutely take advantage of all that battery. Here we go again. Okay, so thankfully we also have the healing from blue card. So I'm going to use Great Spiral Combo to give, because it gives him the attack up. I really need that, honestly. So we're almost over here. I know I've let Shout run off, but that was a tactical risk, because this, I'm hoping that this is going to end everything. Which it does not. But that's more or less fine. So we should be able to end it here. Yeah, there we go. Let's finish it off with Ramza ZX. Come on, bring it home. There we go. Back into the abyss with you. So there we go. That's going to be my clear of this event. I hope all of you have had some good luck on your pulls today, and if you're not going to be pulling on this banner, then I'll wish you well with the next one. I hope some of you out there have enjoyed this. Maybe some of you have found it useful. I know this is more difficult than we've had. This is probably the most difficult quest that we've had for quite a while, to be honest. So if some of you out there are struggling, I'm going to say Ramza really helps because of his turn shenanigans. Vayne really helps. Ace and Noctis as the synergy DPS are absolutely the best choices that you could possibly have. You know, you're just basically going to want the most turn efficient characters you possibly can, because when you got this kind of tight score, I think I played quite well there, but I'm only 100k over, like, you know, the target score, so that definitely says something. So yeah, if you're struggling, use Ramza, Vayne, Noctis, Ace. Lenna, Selphie or Yuna is pretty much a must in terms of a healer, and if you don't have those characters, then honestly you're probably going to struggle, I'm not gonna lie. But I will wish you all the best of luck in clearing this. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and until next time, I will see you later. Take care and goodbye.